Hey.
Home of Africa's youth, the 77%.
Lake Victoria, Lake Albert, Mount Kenya, rare black leopard. What do all these things have in common? I'll tell you, they were all discovered and named by white explorers. Come on! Ugh. Do you really believe this? Welcome to the 77% with me, Wanjiku Mwaura. Now let me tell you a story. Recently, we had a Twitter storm after international media claimed that a rare black leopard was seen in Kenya. Now, the media implied that the leopard had been first photographed by Will Burrard Lucas, a white photographer. After the uproar on social media, from Kenyans especially, it was revealed that in 2013, a Kenyan photojournalist, Phoebe Okal, had documented a similar black leopard. Sorry, Will. Now, the story on the international media changed to the new footage of the rare black leopard was the highest defined quality in 100 years. This time also mentioning the locals that guided the photographer to where the animal had been sighted. But I have a very important question. Why are things only valid when they are discovered by white people? Now, this very important question is one I posed to our expert in Nigeria.
When a white man comes out with anything, you notice that they take their things in such a systematic manner. You can't take it from them. As such that when they make their presentations, it will be difficult for you to actually fault what they are doing, even though there could be room for criticism. I think that's part of the problem. This issue of the so-called discovery of a black leopard, what they call, is it a panther, it will amaze you that these are animals that people have been living. Some even feast on them. Some people might be eating them. They are just in the neighborhood of some particular persons and in the bushes. They see them, they kill them, they do all manner of things, but they have not taken a step further to do any form of documentation.
Is it that we don't appreciate what we have enough unless it's discovered by a white person?
Not really that we don't appreciate it. We just take it for granted. We take them for granted. We see it as just part of us.
Of course, this trend started a long time ago. In the beginning of the 20th century, just after the scramble for Africa, European countries were dividing up mountains, islands, and especially people. They were naming places after their monarchies, such as Lake Albert, which is shared between Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and was actually called Mwitanzige by the Banyoro and the Batoro people. Doesn't that sound better? Mwitanzige. Or Lake Victoria, which is known by locals as Namlolwe in Kenya, Nalubale in Uganda, and Nyanza in Tanzania. In fact, one legend that has been making rounds is that Queen Victoria passed down Mount Kilimanjaro to her nephew, the future Kaiser Wilhelm II of Prussia, as a birthday gift. A mountain as a birthday gift. Really? What was your last birthday gift? Well, Kenyan historian and researcher Maurice Keroga explains that this is not true, but it illustrates the attitude of the colonial power on indigenous people. Given this long history, how can we change attitudes that assume African people or anything on the African continent is just waiting to be discovered by white people?
We need to focus on what we have, because it is what you have that you bring to the table. If you don't have anything that you are bringing to the table, then you will only be a consumer. And I think that's part of the problem. So we shouldn't be consumers even in the area of knowledge, because this one has to do with knowledge. It's not just about, okay, manufacture this or invent this. It's a question of your environment. Tell the story of what you have. And I think we can do that conveniently.
Indeed, some people have tried to change attitudes by renaming physical features. For example, the proposal to change Lake Victoria to African icon like Nelson Mandela. But this, of course, has faced resistance from people like Flavia in Uganda.
While I have great respect for Mandela, we should also recognize that we as other Africans had our local names.
I agree with Flavia. There's just something extra when you name something in your local language. It gives you ownership. It brings an emotional connection to whatever it is, whether it's a river, a lake. You're just closer to it. But what do you think should be done to change these attitudes? Let me know in the comment section below. And to make sure you don't miss out on the next videos we put up, click the subscription button now. Yes. Well, that's it from me. Until next time, goodbye.